Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. My name is David Pendleton and this is going to be our Rookie Division opening round for the front 9 holes. So I uploaded this video earlier and again it attached with no sound even though I checked everything. I have no idea what in the world is going on with that, but I'm getting super frustrated because it's taken me, double the amount of time now for the same amount of work. So here we go again. I'm going to try to keep this one really short and fast. But Rookie Division, front 9 holes, all wind angles, opening round. Here we go. So I'm going to use a katana here just for the side spin as I'm trying to play around this bunker here to get the distance up on the top left-hand side of the fairway. I pull this one at a 20% elevation at max distance of my club. Pretty much aimed exactly where I wanted it to, so that was good as far as that goes. Now here you're going to see shot number 2. Shot number 2 is played 10% at mid-distance. And you'll see I use about 2.5 bars of backspin here. I've got my ball guideline going directly to the hole, dead center and a little bit past the pin. I'm bouncing on the fringe as I always try to do, so that's a good reference point for you watching. Now here we hit a perfect ball. But you're going to notice we're going to get off to a frustrating start as we're just going to skim the right-hand side of the cup. So in this wind angle, as long as you take that same drive as I do and get in that same area, you're going to want to go ahead and play this one the same as I did. But instead of aiming dead center of the cup, I want you to offset your ball guide line just on the left-hand side of the cup. So still inside the hole, but left-hand side of the pin. That's going to bring us on to hole number 2, which is played 25%. And I played this one at max distance of my club. So I got my ball guide line going through the pin, as you can see, with 1 full bar of right side spin. So here's the spin adjustment, because I think that's important when we talk about this. So you can see here 5 back, 1 right. Ball guide line dead center through the pin. So that one we just barely missed. Now on my graphic, I said play 25% at max. I misspoke. I do want you to do that. The shot that you just saw, I ended up playing at minimum distance. So that shot that I just did was 25% at minimum, but on the graphic I put in there I want you to play 25% at max. That would have made us pull just a little bit more rings, and had I played at 25% at max, that would have been a hole-in-one. That's going to bring us on to hole number 3. Hole number 3, of course, I wasn't sure what kind of wind we would get on the second shot, so I used a kingmaker just in case we got headwind. On the front 9, you do not need to use a kingmaker. You can save that ball. You can swap this out for a Titan. You can swap this out for a katana. Either ball will be completely fine. But we're going to just drive this one up the fairway, nice and easy. This is a pretty simple drive. Brings us in for shot number 2. Shot number 2, I want you to try this at 10% max, and you're going to see why. So notice the backspin here. This is full backspin, aiming directly at the cup. And we just barely missed to the right-hand side there. So I ended up playing that one at 0%, but I want to change it to 10%. And the other thing that I want you to change here is I want you to do the elevation, but I also want you to change the spin. I want you to apply 1 bar of side spin to the left to counteract that. So we're going to add elevation, and we're going to add 1 bar of left side spin. Hole number 4, we finally pick up a drop. We're going to play this one 25% at max distance of our club. Notice here I use 5 bars of backspin. I put my blue line right there, the blue ring up there by the fringe line, very close to it, pointing directly at the pin. You'll notice here that the ball comes in hot. It came in hot on both my accounts, but I used 5 bars of backspin this time. I hit the pin and dropped it in for a hole-in-one. On my other account, I used 4.5 bars of backspin, just like we did in the qualifying round. I hit the pin and I barely bounced out. So I added half of a bar there, and still came in a little hot. If I were you, I would go ahead and just play this one the exact same way, but I would add full backspin to your backbone. Max backbone, same setup spot, you'll be good to go on hole number 4. All right, hole number 5 is play 10% elevation. And here, just be careful with your top spin. Notice that I'm using 3 bars of top spin with 1 bar of side spin to the left. Also notice the headwind. So notice here how I'm stretching my club up to max, but I go ahead and pull my target back until I get to no more plus yard marks. I'm doing that because we have 4 mile/hour headwind, which means I need to pull 2 rings here with my club, so I had to leave myself wiggle room to pull the rings. Perfect ball. And we have plenty of room on the fairway here, so there was no fear of going over. It's going to leave me for shot number 2. I want you to try shot number 2 at 45% at mid. Notice here we have headwind and the wind is blowing from left to right. I used almost a bar of top spin, but not quite. And there I just barely missed to the left-hand side, okay? Which means I pulled too many rings. And I ended up playing this one right here at 55% elevation. So I played at 55%, and I was just going off a video from a long time ago that I had made in a different tournament with this type of wind. Well, it was more headwind, but anyways, that's what I tried. Ended up missing the shot here. So, learn from my mistake there, take 10% off and play it at mid. Hole number 6, 10% elevation on the drive. This is an easy drive, but shot number 2 is not easy. We're going to get back-to-back headwind here, so this is why I would suggest using a kingmaker. We're going to just bounce over to keep the drive nice and easy. 2.6 miles an hour. I mean, that's like 1.5 rings. And I'm really hesitant on telling people how many rings I play because you have to keep in mind that rings is going to be determined by a lot of different things. Number 1, what ball you use, what club you use, what level of club you use. And so, my ring pull from an extra mile 8 will be different than an extra mile 5, even if you have the exact same wind. But it's still going to be close. So just make sure you know your own rings. That's why I always show the elevation. Here I'm just playing this one 1-to-1, or at least I tried to. But you can't really move your rings here because we're going to be getting the headwind. But I do want you to note here that I'm using 3 bars of backspin combined with 3 bars of left side spin. This shot actually comes in really nice. The only thing that I would do here differently is notice my curl right here. This is about almost half a ball of curl. I wouldn't use any curl at all. I would let that side spin do the work because you can see here we missed by about 2 green squares to the left. If we take that curl off, we're going to be a heck of a lot closer to dropping a very difficult albatross. Okay, hole number 7 is played 10%. Notice my landing spot here. I'm putting my blue ring along the rough line, and we're going to be getting tailwind mixed with crosswind from right to left. So we want to make sure we use the backspin. See the backspin here and the 1 bar side spin to the right? That's definitely important to note. I end up going with 3 bars of backspin just to be safe. And we get that one to land right on the fairway. Not a whole lot of room to spare, so I'm glad I went with the 3 bars of backspin. This one here, I play 10% at mid. I'm using about 0.8 bars of backspin. I'm aiming dead center of the hole. And we just missed to the right-hand side there. So I would continue to place one 10% at mid, but what I would do differently is I would add a little bit of left side spin to counteract how that ball is pushing off the rough. All right, hole number 7. I'm going to show you 2 shots on hole number 7 because hole number 7 is a little bit confusing to me. We're getting direct headwind. That's no problem. I'm using 5 bars of backspin with a navigator and a sniper with my ball guide line going through the hole. Perfect ball. And notice here we miss like pretty well off to the right-hand side, even with a perfect shot. So, where's it at? Well, I may not have it because I had it on my other iPad when I uploaded the video first. So the only thing that I would say is that on my next shot, okay, I tried to offset one green square to the right-hand side, or I'm sorry, to the left-hand side because I missed right, and the ball literally went exactly where I aimed. So here's what I would do differently. I would add 1 bar of side spin to the left, 5 bars of back spin, which was the same as I played it, and aim dead center of the cup with your ball guideline about 1 green square past the pin, and I think you're going to be really close to picking up that hole-in-one in a little bit more difficult wind angle with the headwind. This is going to bring us on to hole number 9. Hole number 9 killed me on one of my accounts because I drove the sand because I hit a great ball to the left. But here, I'll show you a great ball to the right, which is a lot better. 4.5 bars of topspin, 2 side spin to the left. So you can see here I'm playing with my yellow ring fully in the fairway with a little bit of my orange or red ring inside the fairway as well. I'm using just a tad curl just because of the wind push. But you see here a great right is okay, a great left is deadly. But on this shot right here, I really have nothing to show you except the wind angle because I hit a nasty great shot. Not playing well today. But the good news is I left a lot of these shots right at the pin, and I think we talked through how to get them a lot closer and hopefully drop them for you. If you're not a subscriber, I would appreciate if you became one. It would mean a lot. And then secondly, if you did find the video helpful, just take a second there to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Good luck.